Yeah, don't feel bad if you don't get that hospital job or whatever job that make it seem like you should be getting right after nursing school. Be proud of yourself. You've come a long way, and just give yourself the chance to explore. Hello, my YouTube family and friends. Let me sit myself well over here. Just need to make myself all nice and comfortable. Do you guys like my background? I decided to make it nice and cozy and beautiful for the holidays. It is now almost December, and I am really in the holiday mood, in the holiday spirit. Too bad I can't go back home this year. I cannot be in Ghana for so many reasons. I really wish I was there, but you never know what can happen next year, the year after, in the future. So to all my lovely people who are in Ghana right now, who will be going to Ghana, I love you all so much. I will not be here this year, but I'll be there next time in the very near future. But I want to wish a very happy holidays to everyone, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to Valentina's Corner. This is my corner today with my beautiful nice background today, all really well made up and lit up for the holidays. So I am here today because I wanted to discuss with you about what to do after you pass your NclexRn examination. We've talked a lot already about the strategies that you need in order to pass the exam. And it's just one secret. Practice a whole lot of questions until you are so tired, you practically almost can remember all the questions that are on the test that you, or on the practice test that you've taken. Then that's how you know that you're ready. When you're so tired of it that you don't want to look at it anymore, that's when you know you're ready. That's the real secret. We've already talked about that. I will be leaving the links down below of where you can get your NCLEX preparatory exam course book from Kaplan, and also the book that I use to practice the questions. That's the Saunders textbook. It is quite pricey, but it's worth it. Another thing about NCLEX, the Kaplan, they have a review course with review test bank questions that you can take. The one that I took was about 1,200 questions, and I took them all the way till the end and reviewed them and everything. But that one, you have to sign up for it. I'm not quite sure how they do that now. I can research that, and maybe I can leave that down below as well if I find anything that's current. But the two things that I know right now that helped me, and I'm sure will help you too, are the textbook for the NCLEX preparatory review book from Kaplan, and the Saunders textbook, which is strictly questions. So what I did was I read the book, not detail to detail. I pretty much just skimmed to make sure that, before I started taking the questions, I didn't go back to my adult 1, adult 2, and all that. I closed all of those, but I focused on the Kaplan textbook. That Kaplan textbook was more of like a review for whenever I was getting a question wrong, then I'll go back to that topic and review it really quickly to refresh my memory. That's how I studied for the NCLEX. So that's what I mean by close all of your courses, notes, and all of that. You don't need that. You just need that review course book for the NCLEX, which is specific on the NCLEX. And then as you're taking your questions, if you're answering something wrong, or maybe you just need to review the reason why you answer, even you may have picked the right answer, but maybe you just guessed it, and you want to review it, then that's the purpose of, the material to read on that course book in Kaplan. And then the Saunders is what I use. And that Saunders textbook was just strictly questions and answers. So you have so many questions in there. I mean, by the time, I don't think I even finished the book because I was already tired. I took over 2,500 questions before getting ready for the NCLEX. And by the time I was like maybe a little bit half the Saunders book, I was already cross-eyed. And I was like, no more. I knew then I was ready for the NclexRn, right? So I'll leave that down below. And at the end of this video, you can just go there, click on it, see if that's something that will help you and that you want to purchase, and you can go ahead and use my link to purchase those. But the real reason why I am making this video for you today is I'm talking to those of you who have already passed the NclexRn, and for those who will pass the NclexRn. What do you do as soon as you've passed the NclexRn exam? And even prior to passing the NclexRn exam, right after graduation. I know a lot of people are like rushing, right after, or not even right after their last class, during their last class, of nursing, say like maybe 3 months to time, they're already looking for jobs. They're already applying. They're looking for nurse grad orientation. Those nurse grad, what do they call them now? Ooh, the word skipped my head. The residency program for nurses at the hospital, where they're kind of sort of like an orientation, but it's longer, and you get to be on a floor with a preceptor for a longer time period. They don't pay you quite as much as they would when you start working without a preceptor, but it's that opportunity that helps you bridge from clinicals to what? To working, or from nursing school to actually working as an RN on the floor independently. So a lot of people are looking for those type of opportunities in their last couple months of nursing school, or right outside of being done with the NCLEX. So that is one thing that a lot of people do. Some people are not so much into that, and they just kind of jump into a job, and they get the job that they want. And some people are kind of like stuck in between. They don't really know what to do, or, trying to get ideas from other people on what they should do or what they should not do. So this is what I did. This is what worked for me. And this is an advice that I want to give to you all. Hospital nurses are not necessarily the best nurses. Okay. What I mean by that is there are absolutely great hospital nurses that work in hospital settings. And they all say that working in a hospital gives you the most experience because you're presented with the most, let's say, the most illnesses and the most conditions. So you get to get your hands wet in those situations. However, that's not to say that if you do not get a hospital job outside of nursing school, right outside of nursing school, you should just keep on waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, because you think, or you've been told, that working in a hospital is what makes you a nurse, is what makes you a qualified nurse, or the best nurse, or the hot nurse. It is not true. What does not make you a hot nurse is waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, because you think, or somebody made you think, that the only way you are a nurse is if you work on a med surg floor as soon as you're done with school, or if you work in labor and delivery as soon as you get out of school, or if you work in the ICU as soon as you get out of school. Don't think that way, because if you sit and wait and wait and wait, those are skills that you're losing. That is time that you're wasting, and that is money that you're not making. One thing I realized when I got out of nursing school is that I was open to anything that could come my way, because I realized that being a nurse was really, if you truly think about it and you say, oh, I'm in nursing because I want to help people in a health way, in a healthcare way, then you should be open to help people in any way, right? Yes, we all have preferences, but when you're a new grad, I'm sorry, you just don't have as many options available to you because you're new. When I accepted my first nursing job right out of nursing school, it was not a hospital job. I graduated out of a recession moment. 2012 was not the best time for nurses to look for hospital jobs, and unfortunately, let me be quite honest with you, there is still some discrimination. You can be the hottest Black nurse with the best grades, but they will give the position to someone else that they feel like they're closer to. I'm sorry, but that's how it is. That's quite unfortunate, but it is the truth in many cases. So I didn't get a hospital job right away. So what I did was I opened up my avenues. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and wait for Northwestern, for Rush University Hospital, for St. Francis, for Advocate Healthcare Hospital. I'm not going to wait. I'm just going to go out there, market myself, and see what I get. My first job out of nursing school was at a nursing home in my little town where I lived. And it was a terrifying experience because I was not quite prepared for the amount of patients that I would be caring for, but it did help train my head of what is it that I'm getting myself into. I didn't last because I knew that the environment I was in was not safe for me, was not safe straight out of nursing school. But that experience gave me the knowledge of, okay, it was enough to bridge me from nursing student to working RN. I mean, when I got hired at that nursing home, they gave me 50 patients, intermediate care. For those nurses who work nursing homes, skilled care, I think you understand what I mean by that. 50 patients, right? 50, 50, one nurse, 2 CNAs, day shift. That was crazy. I lasted that job maybe 2 months and then I left. But those 2 months were enough for me to learn what it means now to be a nurse outside in a world that is for profit. I had, again, 50 patients, 2 CNAs, 18 AccuChecks, 18, 1-8 to do before lunchtime. And most of the times those will come back where I had to go back into the refrigerator, get the insulin out and administer it. So maybe I would have like 8 of those people that would have to come back after checking their blood sugar to go back and administer, their insulin. And then go back and check again what's their AccuCheck. So I was constantly moving. Even my lunchtime, I wasn't really taking a lunch break. But that's besides the point of this video. It's why I'm bringing this up to you is to let you know that you may not get what you want, but you may not know why you're getting that experience, and you may not know where it leads you to. That experience led me to one of the best residential retirement / skilled rehab acute care nursing homes in the whole state of Illinois. I worked there for quite a bit, almost over a year, and it was really wonderful. I really, really enjoyed working there. It still was hard because as one nurse, I still had about 30 patients, and it still was difficult, but it did land me a really good position and with very good pay, even more than what I would have been getting if I was working at a hospital. So from there, what happened? My pay kept going higher and higher and higher. Everywhere I would go to, my pay went higher and higher and higher, because anywhere I'm going and I'm telling them I've taken care of all these patients and I did this for this much time. This is what I did. Everybody's shocked because they want that experience. They want somebody who's able to handle high stress level environment. Unfortunately, you better know this if you're going into nursing. Nursing is high stress level. Whatever you do, whether it's paperwork, whether it's your on the bedside, whether it's your home health, all of them have stress. All of them are stress. So if you're getting into nursing thinking you're going to cross your leg and you're going to have no stress, you need to get out of the field now. Just say bye-bye to it, because you're going to be very disappointed. But that's it. You need to just be open to different areas of nursing and get in there, because just because you didn't get the hospital job that you dreamt of, or everybody thinks that you need to get right out of nursing school, does not make you any less than those nurses who did get those jobs. A lot of those nurses who got those jobs too, a lot of them ended up leaving those jobs. They weren't quite ready for those jobs. They didn't know that they would not like those jobs. They just liked the idea because everybody's talking about how if you're ICU nurse, you're hot nurse, you're making all this money and all that. There are nurses out here who don't work ICU. There are nurses out here who don't work ER. There are nurses out here who don't work LAD, and they're making bank, happy, not as stressed. Although there's stress everywhere, they will probably are not as stressed, but they're making bank and they're happy doing what they're doing. Be open, because whatever you're open to will lead you somewhere. And you never know why you're not getting what you think might be best for you. Maybe something else is. So be open to looking at other areas. There is school nursing, there is home health care nursing, there is hospice nursing, there is case management nursing, there is occupational health nursing. There are so many different fields of nursing that is just, it's very important for you to open up your mind to it, because in any one of these field, you will be a novice at it and you might become an expert in it. You don't always need the hospital experience from moving to bedside nursing to case management. Not always. There are companies out there who are willing to train new grad nurses because they feel like they are more manageable, more like a sponge to mold into what they want. So if you know that you want to eventually become a nurse case manager, or you want to be a nurse who helps with discharge planning, and there is a position out there that does not require in their description that you need A, B, and C type of experience, why not apply to it? You might never know what kind of experience you get from there, because you might very well become an expert in that. Doesn't mean that because you didn't get the bedside experience, you will not excel like that. Now, it's true. When you have bedside experience anywhere, whether it is a hospital or it is at a nursing home, you will have a lot of the basic knowledge, because if you are writing a discharge, or if you're trying to carry out a discharge order for a patient as a nurse case manager, and you have never seen what a G-tube looks like and what the type of equipment that's needed for a patient to take home with them, but you just studied it at school, you may barely even remember what it's like. It's going to be a little bit hard for you to make sure that what you're ordering is correct. There might be a lot of discrepancy in the order you're carrying out or the things that you're doing, because it's just fuzzy to you. But still, it doesn't mean that you cannot learn in the process, okay? I started off at bedside in a nursing home and progressed through that. I realized that I didn't want to stay in the bedside for a long, long time, because I didn't like the super crazy stress in the bedside. And there's a lot of politics in nursing that you cannot get rid of, especially in this country. So I knew that I wanted to do something that was more in the line of care coordination, case management, so on and so forth. And I got myself into those roles after working on the floor for, I want to say, maybe 3 years. And I had applied, and I was lucky enough to be given the opportunity to be a care manager at a clinic. And then I progressed from there with all my care and case management opportunities. But yes, so do they say shortchange yourself? Don't shortchange yourself. Don't feel bad if you don't get that hospital job or whatever job they make it seem like you should be getting right after nursing school. Be proud of yourself. You've come a long way, and just give yourself the chance to explore. You got this, girl or boy or man or woman. You can do this. And I know you're going to be the best nurse out there. All right, bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching this channel today. And don't forget to do what? Comment, like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Bye-bye.